Hey guys, welcome back. In this video, I'm showing you how to place a ring or charm in the center of a bracelet. This design has a single sliding knot at the back with beads on the ends of the string, and we've used just a simple wire loop or ring in the center of our bracelet. For our design today, we're using 0.8mm cord, which is a cotton polyester blend. And then we're just going to place a simple wire ring on our bracelet. You can use whatever you want for the center of your bracelet as long as you can attach cords to each side. Now for a standard size bracelet, we need 3 lengths of 40 centimeters of our 0.8mm thread. So just measure them out and cut them to length. Now grabbing the first thread, we place the ends together, following it back down to the middle. We place the loop down the ring, bending it back, and then bringing the threads through the loop. Pulling that loop up tight against the ring. Now same again with the other side, so placing our ends together, following it back down to the middle, and with this loop here we place it down the ring, bending the loop back and then bringing our threads through the loop. Gently pulling that up to the ring nice and tight. And that's the first part of your bracelet. Now we're up to the sliding knot part of our design. So bringing these cords around so that they overlap on the right hand side. This is where we're going to tie our little square knot as the sliding knot mechanism. Now with our last piece of cord, we're going to gently place it underneath where these cords overlap. Now bringing this left side cord around and across to the right, leaving a little loop here. Then we bring the right side cord down over. And then underneath to come up that loop on the left hand side. Pulling that nice and tight. Now we alternate each stitch for a square knot. So the first stitch was the left side stitch, so now we're up to the right side stitch. So bringing this right side cord around and over to the left, leaving our little loop here. Now the left side cord comes down over and then gently passing it underneath to come up that loop on the right hand side. Pulling that nice and tight. Now we just repeat those left and right stitches until your square knot is as long as you like it. So this is the left side stitch. Pulling that down nice and tight. And then back to a right side stitch. I normally do about 8 or 10 stitches, but it's up to you how long you want your square knot to be. So this is 8 alternating stitches, and I'm happy with the size of my square knot now. Once you're happy with it, we trim these cords off the sides and then gently melt them with a lighter, melting and then gently tapping on it to fuse it onto the knot. Making sure not to melt it too much because we still need that knot to slide along. Now we just want to size our bracelet. So extending it out. And checking it for size on your wrist. So that size there is the maximum you need it to be. So we just tie some little simple overhand knots. So bringing them around to form a loop and bringing the thread through the loop. If you did want to place some beads on, then you can do that now before you tie your overhand knots. So just bringing your thread around to form a loop and then bringing the ends through the loop, pulling that nice and tight. And then same on the other side, but you do want to make sure that you get your knots nice and even on both cords. Now it's just one last check over your bracelet to make sure you're happy with the sizing. You can always untie and retie these knots so that you can get them into the right positions. But if you're happy with them, then you can go ahead and cut these little tails off just outside the knots and cinch them with a lighter so they don't fray.